This sheet of paper is probably the only motivation that you need. It's essentially your life in weeks, if you can see. So I was born on the 12th of March 2007, and this is how many weeks of my life I have left. Whoop. I've done it up to 70, so I expect to die at 70. If I'm being pessimistic, I mean, of course I'd like to live more, but I've been pessimistic. By the way, I'll put a link in the description for the file if you want to give it a go. But I really recommend it because it puts your life into perspective. Anyway, I think that our society, especially where I live, in the Western society, we've become accustomed to comfort. We take life for granted. Like, we think we're going to be on this earth forever because it does feel like a long time, I think that people tend to forget that, we have a finite time on this earth and it would be a shame to waste it. Now, I've said that death is probably the most motivational thing that you can have. I'm sure there's other things, but, talking about death, I don't think I'm actually scared of death, the actual thing. If I were to die tomorrow in a car crash or next year of disease, I don't think I'd be that sad. I mean, of course I would, but I think the thing that scares me the most is regret, not being able to achieve the things that I've set myself to be and do. For instance, this YouTube channel, it's always been my dream to have one, and I guess the dreams become a reality, but, my channel's here and I want to take it there, and I've always had this dream with this channel right here, and I guess that dream's become a reality, but it's right here and I want to take it even higher, I think that's probably my number one dream, I would say, because YouTube is my passion, creating. I've always been creating things, and YouTube's like the perfect place to put it all together. Anyway, enough talk about me. Back to this little bad boy. So every Friday I take a box. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. And you have to bear in mind that it looks like I've got a lot of squares left, but I'm going to spend a third of them sleeping on this bed right here, eating in public transport, at school, doing sport, all of that. So I only have actually a few weeks to focus on my projects and my ambitions. And yet I don't seem to take action because I'm not feeling a pressure of when am I going to die, I saw a good analogy. So I'm going to use my mic as, what's it called? An hourglass. I don't think a lot of people use them anymore, but if this was an hourglass, let's say this was the top and this was the bottom, we as humans can only see the bottom. You can only see how much time has passed. You can't actually see how much time there is left. You could die tomorrow or next year and you wouldn't know. We can only determine how much time has passed, not how much time is going to be there. You might have 2 grains of sand tomorrow, it might be full and you're going to live to 100. I think that, speaking on behalf of Western Europe, we're lucky enough to not be any war or conflicts, and it's clear that we've softened. We don't really feel the pressure of our life being at risk in anything that we do, really. I mean, your day-to-day life is quite peaceful, and it's not a bad thing, of course, but I think that we tend to forget that we don't have a lot of time on this planet. Time is relative and it's not going to wait for you. If you're lazy and you don't want to start your dream, and I'm sure that you have a dream in mind, however big or small, just because you're lazy or not taking action, time's not going to have a pause button, stop right now and wait for you to be motivated. It's going to go without you. And, what was I going to say? And this YouTube channel, I could have started it after my last year of school, before uni, because, I'll have more time, I have all of summer to lock in YouTube. But no, I wanted to start it as early as possible, just get the ball rolling. It's like a snowball, If I start now, it's going to compound exponentially rather than starting later and not progressing as fast, if that makes any sense. I don't think it does. And I could have started it later so that people in my school don't see my beautiful face. Like, nah, jokes aside, there's always an excuse to do something later, but if you really want to be different, you have to take action now. You can't sit back and relax because you don't have a lot of time. I saw a stat and it's quite scary, but I think when I take my whole class, so we're about 180 students, I think that mathematically at least 10 people are going to die before they reach 20. No, maybe not, that's a bit extreme, I think, but you get my point. Like, I think people don't realise that death is all around us, and I don't think we tend to see it on a day-to-day basis because we're lucky enough, but people will die definitely before their 30s in my year. Maybe I'm one of them. Maybe I'm one of them, and I think that if I am, I don't think I would be that bothered. I mean, of course, dying is not optional, but I'm not at the stage where I've lived a life with no regret. I think I've still got a few ambitions, a few goals that I'd like to reach before I pass away, and I feel like after that, I wouldn't really mind dying. I mean, I'm saying this, but I think I'm a bit biased because I don't have kids, I don't have a wife, I don't have responsibilities or heritage, so it doesn't apply to me. But I think my mentality might change in the future when these things happen, because if I've got kids, I don't want to just die and see you, mate. But my point is that I don't want to live a life of regret, because I feel like the burden of regret is infinitely more the burden of dying. I don't know how to put it into words. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hopefully you get me. But the amount of old people I see, well, not that I actually see them, but think of the amount of old people on their deathbeds who say, oh gosh, I could have been great, I could have done this, I could have done that, and they never will get the chance to do it, which is, I find, really sad. And there's a famous saying, the the best time to plant a tree was whatever 23 years ago, and the best time is now. And it's cliche, but is 100% real. I find that a lot of these cliche sayings actually are really, really true when you dig deep. And you know, this YouTube channel is the example. I could have started, I mean, the best time was to start 10 years ago when the app was just brand new. You know, when you see a lot of successful creators on the app, a lot of them started quite a long time ago. But at least I'm starting. If I don't start now, when am I going to start? When am I going to start, you know? Never. So yeah, back to this bad boy. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't filled it in like a few weeks, but I saw it because it's on my wall, and I was like, oh, you should make a video on this. Hopefully it can help people. But yeah, get yourself one of these. I think if I remember, I'll put it in the description for you to have a go. It's free. You just print it out. That's kind of it, really. I've run out of things to say. I should have scripted the video so I could talk about more things. But yeah, if you have a dream or an ambition, just please give it a go. You know, if it fails, at least you've tried. You know, I've done things in my life where I thought it would be a good idea, and then it turns out it's not. It failed. But I've learned from it. You're watching this on one YouTube channel, but in the past I've had, I think, 3 others that flopped, basically. And yeah, at least, I mean, I've learned a lot of things from them. You know, if I didn't start them, I don't think I'd be making videos right now anyway. Yeah, I've kind of run out of things to say. I just wanted to make this video because I've not filmed in ages and I kind of missed filming. And I'm also using this as an excuse to procrastinate on my schoolwork, I think. But yeah, take care, enjoy your day, evening, whatever. But I'm not good at this. I'm not good at improvisation. But yeah, you get the point. Try to live your life with no regret. That's all I can say. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.